All right, moving on. So with 30 million PlayStations in the wild, that means that 30 million people are currently not looking for PlayStations, which means that they're actually in stock in some places, which is pretty cool for anybody who doesn't have a PlayStation. That said, it is not great news for one very select group of people, and that is the scalpers.
Yeah.
Screw them.
Now, this is exciting, though, because we actually have a scalper with us on the line, calling in to Beyond to answer some of our hard-hitting questions about what it's like to be a real asshole and rip people off by, depriving them of a fun video game system. Scalper, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
You suck.
Asshole. How dare you call me an asshole? You don't even know me.
Wow. I don't even know where to start. How many PS5s did you have to sell to get that idiotic mask?
600.
600.
600.
Units, yeah, I sold 600 units. Now, this mask is made out of titanium, in case you're wondering. It's very heavy, and I can't really breathe out of it.
Okay.
Wow.
So what?
Okay, Scalper.
But anyways, I want to thank you all for platforming me. There's not a lot of mainstream games media companies that would platform hardworking businessmen such as myself. And I've worked very hard to get to where I am today, believe it or not, Max.
You know, with selling 600 PS5s, I thought you'd have a better voice modulator than this one.
I didn't understand a damn word you just said.
I mean, maybe that's the strength of scalpers is that they can just they don't care, and that's
Yeah.
that's
They're in it for themselves.
That's their way.
What are you talking about? Look, I sell brand new PlayStation 5s at a fraction of the cost of a brand new Tesla. And that's quite a deal if you know how much a Tesla costs. Believe it or not. Right? Can you imagine how upset I was when I heard Jim Ryan announce about the whole PS5 would be readily available at local retailers? I mean, he's putting me out of freaking business over here. I sold 3 things since 2020. I sold hand sanitizer, paper towels, PS5s. I don't really care about the other 2 things because, the majority of my money is coming from reselling PS5s on eBay. Username Breaking Bad. 95 by right.
I mean, I understand that everybody's got to make a living, but I mean, there are other ways than being a parasite.
Yeah, I
I'm
actually
not a parasite. I'm not
don't have
a
any
scalper.
sympathy.
I'm not a scumbag. I'm a symbol of hope for those, the common man that may not have the proper funds to get the next gen console so he'll pay whatever the hell I tell him to pay. That's how it works.
Now, Scalper, I got to ask you, with PlayStation 5 suddenly back in stock and available to purchase, what are you going to scalp next?
Well, this is the thing, Max. Me and my homies, we've been watching a lot of, time traveling movies and stuff. We've actually discovered time travel. So what we've done is we've gone to each and every store within a 10-mile radius, and we've purchased them. We've traveled back to 2020, and we've sold them to ourselves. So now, in 2023, we're millionaires, baby! We're making money! Yeah, baby! This is all the money I have. I literally just went out. I mean, that was like, what, 10,000? Just there?
No, I'm glad that everything's working out for you. That desk fan you've got looks expensive, but also very familiar.
What are you talking about?
Reveal yourself, Scalper. Who is that?
Oh, damn you! How did you figure out it was me? Okay, yeah, it's me. It's me.
Guys, right? Like, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for Max and his that dog too.
Yeah, and also the
I thought I could look. I'm going to be quite honest with you, Max, everybody, Jada, Brian. Look, I hate scalpers. Jim Ryan's announcement at CES was honestly, it was a godsend to everyone that's been trying to get their hands on a PS5 console since 2020. And I remember, like, I used to search everywhere back in 2020. I was on eBay, Omegle, believe it or not, Craigslist, and scalpers, resellers, whatever you want to call them. They were rampant on those particular platforms. Like, even today, believe it or not, even today, I think I might just be too trusting because I recently got ripped off by a scalper who I met at the local Starbucks that sold me, believe it or not, the PlayStation Project Leonardo controller kit. It's still in development, but they sold me a prototype. Do you all want to see it?
Sure,
Yeah, I would love that. We're all for accessibility.
Look at this thing here. Look at this. Look at this. There it is. As you can see, it's just the head of the Project Leonardo. It's missing quite a few pieces. I was afraid to ask the reseller for my money back, because it was missing some pieces because, but I didn't want to ask for the money back because, the guy he sold it to me, he was wearing a trench coat, a red bandana, and a fedora with 2 goons with him. One was wearing a hockey mask. The other had like a yellow jumper. She had a microphone. I think she was recording a conversation, but which is illegal without both parties consent in California. I know my rights, but I didn't know what to do. But I do currently have some foot soldiers that are on the case looking for it.
Project
Yeah.
Leonardo has nothing to do with the Ninja Turtle Leonardo, despite the fact that it does have blue on it. I think it's based on Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. It's got the circular, yeah. It has nothing to do with the turtles. You bought a turtle's head in a jar from a Starbucks parking lot. You got robbed.
This is why I hate scalpers. See, this is why scalpers suck. Look at this. I didn't even.
You can't blame that on. This is not a scalper's fault. You have to take a little bit of personal responsibility here. This is a judgment error that you made.
Hey, that could be valuable for other reasons.
Guys, yeah. I'm traumatized over here. I love the Ninja Turtle, so I'm very traumatized to see the leader of one of my favorite groups head in a jar.
That actually happens in the new IDW comics. They cut off Leo's head and they put it in a jar.
Honestly, I just want the other pieces so I can build my own Leonardo.
The other pieces, you mean the body parts? You want the other body part? You're talking about body parts.
For those of you listening at home, Akeem has a Leonardo the Ninja Turtle head in a jar, and it's honestly, if you are listening, you are lucky because you don't have to look at this. It's horrendous. It's upsetting.
I am legitimately traumatized from this right now.
In some of the Ninja Turtle lore origin stories, the turtles do begin their lives in a jar and they get dropped, they end up in the sewer. So back from whence they came. Or
wow.
whatever.